Alright, I'm going to make a walk around video of my 65 Scout 800. It's probably one of the coolest Scout 800s you've ever seen, but I've decided to put it up for sale up on eBay here. And a little bit about me: I am a collector and a builder. I've built cars all my life. I've collected them. I'm still a collector, and whenever I decide to sell a car, I put it up on eBay, and it usually gets shipped off to the East Coast or somewhere around the world, and I move on to my next project and my next build. But I am a licensed dealer. It's really helped me from a paperwork standpoint and a legality standpoint of being insured, and you can kind of get a little more assurance because of that. But this is my car. I've driven it. I've built a good portion of it. I can tell you anything about it. So if you ask me any questions on this, I will probably know the answer. I can tell you how it drives, anything you might want to know about it. So I always make a walk around video for a number of reasons, but the biggest one is so you know what you're getting when you buy this. When it arrives to your doorstep, you're going to know exactly what you're getting. A lot of these dealers take a bunch of glamour photos, or even private party folks. They take a bunch of glamour photos of the best shots they can, and they only show you what you want to see. I'm going to show you all around this car and try to give you the best idea of what you're getting. I want to be upfront and honest, and that way you're happy with your purchase and you can kind of feel confident in what you're getting. There's too many I'm going to just say it, shitty people on eBay selling stuff that is not up to par. And it just really gets me going, some of the stuff I see out there. So hopefully I'll try to steer you in the right direction and be honest here with what you might be getting. I bought the Scout a while back. I'll tell you about it here. I bought it a while back. It was a fully built machine as far as the drivetrain. 400 horsepower Chevrolet small block, completely built. Built front and rear axles, Dana 44s, crossover steering, reinforced transmission mount, reinforced some of the gussets on the axles, has the anti-axle wrap bar or torque arm on the rear. An absolute machine. Power steering, four-wheel disc brakes. So I bought it with that and decided to kind of tear it down and make it a really nice Scout. It used to be orange. I decided to paint it in this metallic gunmetal color. It's actually a BMW color. I'd give the paint and body a 7 out of 10. It's a nice paint job. It looks great. Looks killer. If you really want to go over with a fine-tooth comb, you can find some little stuff. On the pillar here, it's not perfect. There's just some little stuff, but it's a Scout. How nice do you want to make it? If you make it too nice, you're not going to want to drive it. You've got some nibs in the paint, little dust particles here and there. But other than that, it looks great. Some people might call this a 9, but to me, it's a solid 7. It's a great looking Scout. I put a rock guard down on the bottom here of the rocker panels to protect it. What happens if you don't is you get rock chips, and then the rock chips take the paint off. You get exposed metal, and then when water gets up on it, it starts to rust. So you won't have that problem with these. Both rockers have been replaced. These Scouts were notorious for having the rockers rust out. Both sides of this have been replaced with new metal. So it's all been painted. It looks nice. Custom graphics kit. I designed the graphics after the later Scout 2. They had a Rally edition. If you look it up online, it was the Rally edition. Said Rally right here, and I had to kind of change some stuff on it, but I really liked that graphics kit and decided to get a custom one made for a Scout 800. I think it looks phenomenal. Get a lot of compliments on it. Bushwhacker fender flares. You've got the correct molding on here so it doesn't scratch the paint. Full hard top. It's been bed lined and a black bed liner. Let's go to the front real quick. Custom bumper. Has a winch plate in the front if you want to put on a winch. H4 headlights, so it has modern headlights. You've got the aluminum radiator. You can see through the grill. Let's see here. Electric wipers. New windshield and windshield gasket. I will tell you one thing about these Scouts. It is extremely hard to find parts for. Nobody makes parts. Reproduction parts for the Scout 800s. And don't let that alarm you, because there aren't many parts to them. This has Chevrolet running gear. All the mechanical parts of this are really easy to find, but the body parts, if you don't have them, they're extremely hard to find. For instance, the window regulators. I'll go into that later. Major pain to get window regulators for this, but I got it done. Here's your, I'll give you a side profile here. Here's your tailgate. You have a custom rear bumper with LED lights on it, a full aluminum fuel cell. You have your hatch here, which opens. Let me try to get that open. Pops open and locks. On the inside here. Let that down. Locks into place. You do have a couple small imperfections on the tailgate, right here and right here. Can't really see it in the photo. Trying to light it up. But there are a couple little dime-sized, I guess, little imperfections. And instead of filling it with body filler, I just left them. You really can't even see them. I wish I had a different light. Let me grab a light and I'll show you real quick. All right, got my camera light. So here you go. You really can't notice them when it's out driving, but imperfection here, imperfection here. And I basically had a couple choices. It's right on the end. You know, I could spend 100 hours making this tailgate perfect with metal work. Didn't want to do that because it's a Scout. This is just a little superficial scratch, needs buffed out. Or you could fill it with Bondo, which I didn't want to do either. So I just left it. It doesn't look bad. You really can't notice it that much. And it's a Scout. They don't reproduce these tailgates. If you could find a cherry one, I'll send along some extra paint with this just anyways, because I have extra. But it's something you could fix, or it's something you might not even care about. So but I want to go over the car front to back so you know exactly what you're getting. Try to find any imperfections. Let's see here. Go over the side here. Everything's really nice. This door sticks out probably 1/4 of an inch, if you can tell. And the reason for that is because I have really thick weather stripping on there. You'll notice down here there's some, it's all new weather stripping, you know, window felts, window seals, all that's brand new. But when I bought the Scout, it didn't have weather stripping on that, and the door was perfectly aligned and lined up great. And then when I put a little bit of weather stripping on it, it sticks out just a little bit. Not worth fussing over, so I just left it. But again, I'm trying to go over the car front to back. I'll show you the underside here. Super clean rocker panels. The underside's really clean. You know, it's not perfect underneath, but it's nice. You have your Scout decals there. The wheels and tires, they are military wheels and tires. A 16.5 inch 8-lug wheel, 16.5 because it's a military size. These are Goodyear Wrangler MTs. These things are phenomenal tires, and the reason is because they have a fairly aggressive tread, but they ride really nicely on the highway and freeway. They have a really hard rubber, so they coast nicely over the road. If you ever see military vehicles out on the highway, this is what they have on them. They do great in the mud, sand, dirt, but they do really nicely on road. They're about $500 a tire. These don't have more than 4,000 miles on them. Let's see here. Go to the inside. I guess here's the door panels. These are all custom door panels. I had my upholstery guy do. Same with the seats, both front and rear. But you know, things like the windows, they roll up really smooth. All new felts, seals. What a pain. Nobody reproduces window regulators for these. So when I took apart the doors to fix the windows, one of the things I had to do, one of the many things I did, found out nobody reproduces a window regulator, and these, they do remanufacture them, and they're $600 a piece just for the regulator, remanufactured. So I got out the old welder and got them fixed, dialed in, and they work great. I probably have 25 hours of labor into just the window regulators and getting the windows to roll up smoothly and properly. And those are the little things that most people don't do. There's a lot of cars out there for sale on eBay or wherever you want to go look locally, and they look great, and you start, you know, trying to work stuff, do the windows, the heater, the gauges, and a lot of people don't address that stuff, and it doesn't work, and that's the expensive stuff to fix. So whatever car you buy, just be warned that all that little stuff, if it's not working, it can take a lot to fix it. Like I said, I probably have 25 hours into the regulators. But on this Scout, everything works top to bottom. You're not going to have any surprises. All the gauges work, the heater works, the windows work great, the vent windows work nicely like they should. That's the stuff that if it doesn't work, it bothers me, so I fix it. You have your electric wipers up here. Everything works. So I'm just stressing that because you're going to see some other cars out on for sale, and you say, oh, they look great, but really go see them in person, or at least have them send you a video, because I think you'll be surprised by what some people call restorations. So here's your gauges. All of them work. You got your water temp, your oil pressure, speedo, your tack, your fuel, and your volts. The tack always seems to land in a weird place, but once it's running, it's accurate. You have your heater controls here. You have your NP205 twin stick transfer case, your Muncie 4-speed transmission. This thing is an absolute animal to drive. I mean, it's really easy to drive, but it is fast. It's not some big bulky, putted around town. This thing is fast. It's 400 plus horsepower, small block 350, and it goes. Here's your controls for your lights and your ignition. So your ignition, you just turn on here. Your start button is right here. Make sure we're neutral. So there is no key. There is a hidden kill switch that I have in here that I'm not going to show in the video. So you have to make sure that's on, which I turned on before the video, and then you can flip your ignition and your starter. Again, I'm not going to show you where that kill switch is at, so everyone doesn't know, but whoever buys it, I will tell you where the switch is at. You have an amplifier under the seat for your stereo. That has an auxiliary cord over here, and you plug that into your phone. So it doesn't have a traditional stereo, but if you want to play music through your phone, it has an excellent stereo system. So the amp powers the speakers. There's two in front here, and I did have two in the back, right, one here and one on the other side, but my upholster went right over the hole. So I have a speaker wire there. I can certainly add some speakers in the back if you'd like. No problem. All right, let me see if I could maybe start it up here. It's a little cold. Has a killer exhaust system on it. sounds excellent. Cold, so I don't want to rev it up, but the exhaust sounds great. Get a lot of compliments on it. Trying to think of anything else you might want to know. Again, just doing a final walk around here. Again, you're not going to have any issues with this Scout. It's turnkey, ready to go. I'm actually going to miss it, which I usually don't say about vehicles because they don't get attached. But honestly, everybody asks me questions on the Scout. Everybody is, just jaws on the ground about it because you just don't see them. You see a lot of Broncos, you see your Blazers, you don't see Scouts, and especially Scout 800s. They're rare. And you probably won't find a custom one as nice as this, or even in this league online. They're just hard to find restored and nice. Rarely do they come up for sale. So there you go. There's the walk around. I'm sure I've missed a ton of stuff. I always miss a ton of stuff. But please ask me any questions you have. If you need a video of something, if you want any pictures of anything, please let me know. I will be happy to, answer any questions you have. That's what I'm here for. My number is 503-476-5210. Call me, text me, eBay message, whatever. I will make sure to answer your questions. I'll have it up on auction here, and typically, not all the time, sometimes my auctions go to the end and whoever wins it wins it, but a lot of times, more times than not, I'll have someone call me and place an offer before the end of the auction, and I'll get a deal put together and I'll get it shipped off. So if you're interested in it, it very well may go the distance of the auction. It very well may not. So give me a call. We'll see what we can work out. I have multiple commercial shipping accounts. I can get it shipped right to your door. I deal with it all the time. Clean title in hand. I'll give you the title, a bill of sale, a VIN verification form, a couple other forms. Those will all be provided to you before the vehicle even arrives. So once I get full payment, I next area all your documents, and I've got a binder full of every state's required documents. There's a few states out there that have special documents. So I'll give you the title in addition to all the paperwork you need before you even get the car, and get it on a truck, get it shipped to your doorstep, and let you have fun with your new toy. So there you go. Ask me any questions you have. We'll see where the bidding goes. Again, I have a couple shipping accounts. I'll get it shipped to you. Front to back, top to bottom, everything works on this exactly as it should. It drives great on the freeway, drives great around town. No issues with it whatsoever. Whoever owns it's going to be a lucky person. So give me a call, and we'll see where it goes. Thanks.